letter to be moved to change your schedule to that of one of your classmates has been denied on the grounds of it not relating to your professional work. Please see me at 3 o'clock to go over the specifics of this event. Yours, Mr. Irons. Yours truly, Mr. Irons. That sounds much better. Oh, yes, come in. Hello. You're here for the interview, correct? Yes. May I get your acceptance letter? Let me just... Yes, that all seems to be in check. I have to check these things. You get a few fakers coming at some points. So, let's begin. Name. Okay. Gender. I see. Okay, of course. Race. No, I'm talking human, Lamia, Dryad. It's sometimes hard to tell with some of the more similar looking ones, such as Dryad or Fairy, something like that. I see, it's just a human. Right. Sometimes the wolf people wear hats so you can't see the ears and it gets very tricky. Right, and you're here to join the classes. And your specific field you're looking to join? That's a very good one. The study of monsters. And this is a obviously all-inclusive school, so we do have a few monster students. Of course, they do tend to mainly keep to themselves, but a few did decide to come out, and we are very accommodating. Now, can I ask, seeing as Oceanside is a very prestigious magical academy, what are your magical abilities? Are they innate? Are they given to you by some deity? What's I see. And do you have a proficiency with any type of magic? Be that elemental, charmings, anything like... I see, just... Okay. Well, we do have some extra curricular activities that come in handy for you. Now we have a series of houses that we want to put you in the best possible one for your particular skills. And each house is for a certain group of people. You've got a house for your debaters, you've got a house for the adventurers, all that type of malarkey. So we want to get you in the right house with your right people. And this will also get us a good idea of your base knowledge and kind of set up the classes we want to put you in the future. Right. So, I think I'll ask you some questions about the monster community, and you give me your best answers. And you can ask me some questions, I'll help out. So, simple beginner's question. Vampirism. How is vampirism spread? And who can contract it? Okay, that is correct. It is a bacterial disease passed on by contact with a bite, only contracted by humans, and so you consider them to be a demi-human. Yeah, yes, bonus credit for that, exactly the same as with werewolf. Yes. No, I'm afraid Wendigo are different. Wendigo are contracted by a person eating the flesh of another human. It's more of a curse than anything. No, sorry about that. No, that's incorrect. Don't worry, we all make mistakes. You're doing grand. What is the typical length of a full-grown male lamia? 30 to 35 feet, that is correct. Yes, we do have a few lamia students, so you do have to be wary of looking down just in case you see a tail going along the ground. Very careful of that. Speaking of which, what is the most common type of subspecies of lamia? Well, you have your red bellies and your, silver tongues, all those subspecies. What would you say is the most common? Yep, coppertail. Coppertail, yep. We only have one lamia student who is not a coppertail. In general, the lamia community is very small, and the only kind of rising community are the coppertails. Next. Spiderkin. Oh, yes. I do have some things about that. What is it you want to know about Spiderkin? Well, no, they are exceedingly rare, owing to, a lot of people don't understand how such a powerful race, how they manage to dwindle in numbers. And the reason for that is the immune system. So when humans first met Spiderkin, obviously they were mainly taken as slaves and pets, but Spiderkin weren't used to the diseases that humans carried, and so there was a large-scale wipeout, and now there's not many left because they died of disease. They are, however, exceedingly powerful and very sadistic people. You won't find any near our school. But that, of course, is not for lack of trying. We have tried to open communications multiple times, but that doesn't tend to go well. There's one Spiderkin in particular, he's a piece of work, I tell you. And anyway, that's obviously getting a bit off topic, so getting back to the questions. What else do you want to ask specifically about Spiderkin? Oh yes, the webbing. That is interesting. Yes. So the webbing is insanely tough. It's about the strength of kind of, I'd say the closest would be kind of titanium rope, kind of support beams, yes, that we use for lifting heavy cargo and such. Yes, and the only thing that really can cut it very effectively is their own fingers, which are razor sharp. So their fingers can really just cut through that webbing. But also keep in mind that they are exceedingly delicate creatures, and they know exactly what they're doing, so they can nimbly craft a web and use the dull edges of their fingers to... Oh yes, they have a sharp edge on their fingertips, but the rest of the finger is quite dull, as a matter of fact, like a regular finger. So if they use it correctly, they don't have to cut through anything. Back to the questions, okay. can you name the variants of a merman or merwoman? Merpeople, I suppose. That never sounds right to me. Right. Fresh and salt water. Excellent. And how long can a merperson stay out of water? Oh, so many people get that wrong. Correct, it is indefinitely. They do not need to live in water. They simply need to be hydrated. Their skin needs to be hydrated every couple of, maybe every hour or two, outside of water. And so we have a few students. So you might see the access ramps, because obviously they use wheelchairs. And yes, that is what they're there for. They are merpeople in the school. You get to say hi and everything. It's great. Next question. What line of work would you find most typical for a dryad? No, that's actually not exactly true. See, with a dryad, they don't need to be directly in nature. They need to be near plants. So the most common kind of job for them is to be in a nursery for plants, that kind of stuff. Or maybe a flower shop, something like that, where they sell plants. Yes, it's okay. No problem. Okay, back to lemurs. Right. Why do lemurs use their tongues to smell when they kind of have an upper body of a human and have a human nose? Don't know the answer to that one? What would your guess be? That is correct. Great job. They have both the senses of a snake and a human. So, yes, when they can smell with a human nose, but it's better to smell with their snake tongue. Gives them more accurate. Yeah, exactly as you said. Yep. Great job. That is fantastic. Dragons. That's kind of a bit of a loaded question. You see, dragons, there's not very many left, and the ones that are, well, you have your common dragons. We call these European dragons, and they were just a type of monster boy, And then you have your Eastern dragons. They were more regal, and usually some considered demigods, and then you have one particular god dragon. Yes. Bakonawa. We have an entire class discussing him. I'll sign you up if you like. It's extremely fascinating. Of course, not a problem. Oh, next question. How does a dullahan eat food? A dullahan? You're not familiar with a dullahan? It's a headless person where they rest their head onto their shoulder or something, and where their neck is, a burst of flame comes up. Yes. So I suppose if you're not familiar, you wouldn't. The answer is they can eat with their head, but it doesn't do anything. What you have to do is drop things into the fire to fuel them. Usually just things that would fuel the fire. Yeah, so that's an interesting fact. Okay, you got a question? Goblins. Yeah, goblins. we do not have any goblin students. Their culture is quite different from ours, and we don't at all understand anything they ever do, ever. Did you know their currency is spoons? I'm not exactly sure how that works, but it's spoons. Their currency is spoons. And they put socks just all over their walls of their houses. I don't understand. I've tried so many times to start a conversation with one, and they just keep calling me stupid. I wish I could understand what was going on inside a goblin's head. Maybe those things are best left unknown. Oh, they're just strange. But you might see a few running around the halls occasionally. They don't go to the school, they just won't leave. Okay, you got another question? Moth boys. I don't think I have much information on those. Moth boy. Right. What did you want to know? Lifespan. 24 hours. Oh no, don't freak out. I was reading something else. Typical moth's lifespan. Moth boys live for roughly the same age as humans. Yes, no, they're fine. But their intelligence is, humans are a base intelligence of 100, and every other creature rates around that. So, obviously with lemurs, they rate around 105, except in some rare cases, but, Spiderkin are about 120. Then you have goblins, who scientists can't quite agree. Some people say there are 10, other people say there are 500, so it's hard to place. But moths range at about a 40 to 50, so they are not smart. If you see one, obviously they won't be going to the school unless they happen to see a light bulb on. Maybe, I don't know, take care of it. I'm not sure how they survive in the world, honestly. Poor little guys. Okay. Now just some basic questions, not relating to what we've been through. Your favourite colour? It's just a bit of fun. Cool. If I were to offer you cherry, pumpkin and apple pie, which one would you take? Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Sure. Okay. Do you prefer to be kept inside to yourself, kept inside with lots of people, outside by yourself, outside with lots of people? Okay, that's interesting. If you were to hear the call of a beautiful song in a woods, would you be interested to wander towards the song? Yes, but would you? Interesting indeed. What do you know of monster hunters? Okay. Yeah. Good. And what would you say is your greatest strength? Honesty is the best policy, I agree. And greatest weakness? Right, I see. And your... I don't know what this is. Ice cream. Is that something new? I'm not familiar. It just says what's your favourite flavour of ice cream. Surely the only flavour would be cream flavoured. Well, I'll just hand it over to whoever wants this information, I suppose. Alright. I'll have to try it sometime. Must be a new thing. We just found some wonderful inventions. The entire school was recently equipped with telecommunication phones. Wild. Oh, do you believe in ghosts? That makes sense. Do you believe in the afterlife? I suppose that's kind of lumped in with a ghost question. Right. If you were to meet, say, the fox god Inari, you don't know? Yeah, okay, the fox god Inari, and he were to invite you in for a cup of tea, would you A, politely refuse him, B, say no and just wander off, C, accept him, or D, be very gracious? Okay. Here's a good one. This relates. If a moth boy tapped on your window and asked to come in, what would you do? Interesting. And if, for example, I don't know, you came home and there was a goblin on your bed holding all your spoons and socks, what would you do then? This is just fascinating. Have you heard of diesel engines? We recently got one of those installed, and the lights in this place, no more whale oil for us, I'll tell you that. They do make some noise though. Okay, I think we really have a great idea of the kind of person you are, and we can make some amazing kind of predictions out of this as to how we want to place you, and also your relations with the other students around you. So I'm going to thank you so much for coming in, and well, I hope we'll be seeing you shortly. Thank you. Ta-da, ta-da. I'm gonna send another letter to those goblins. Please stop stealing those gold spoons. Surely you have enough by now. Also, how does your currency work? Artwork was by DeletedPhases. Thank you very much for the lovely portrait.